And we are live. Welcome back to the James McGee Show. I am your host. I am James McGee. So we have Candace from the future pod. Tired of saying the future podcast of Candace is Right. And I'm ready. We're gonna talk about that when we go off camera. Candace is back with us, and Jason for one more, and I'm out of here. So first off, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And we're gonna open up a little bit, talk about our Thanksgiving. And then we'll do a toast to what we have, to be thankful for. I'm hoping everybody, it's the end of the year, and I'm hoping that everybody had as good of a year as I have, and made some really good friends. Two of them are here with us tonight, and I'm very thankful for that. Candace, what you got? So tell us about your Thanksgiving.
It was hectic. I am the hostess with the mostest. So
I have no doubt.
mm, we had all the things going. We had just both sides of our family. So it was nice. There's a lot of kids in our family too. So it's very hectic and it's very loud, but it's nice. And it's a great way for us to all get together and stuff our faces. And what better way to start winter? So that's it. That's as exciting as it gets. What am I thankful for? James, I'm actually quite jealous that you had a great year because I feel like everybody else had a real shit year. I know this time last year, my son broke his arm. We had to put our dog down. My daughter broke her leg. Like we wrecked a car. It was like
Yeah.
everything was happening. So I'm actually okay to say goodbye to 2025, but I am really thankful that it seems to be like we're heading in a different direction where things are improving and things
Yeah.
are getting a little bit better. So that I'm certainly thankful for. And I'm thankful for 2026 being around the corner.
Well, one reason 2025 was so good for me was 2024 was probably one of the worst years
Hmm.
of my life. It got better, towards the end of the year, the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. I went through some really hard transitions.
Hmm.
Retirement, everybody looks forward to retirement, but it was hard. And that year I started my business, and you've started businesses, it's hard.
Hmm.
We had a really good year this year in our business. We kind of, you're trying to find your niche, or
Hmm.
what is going to be your thing, and we really found it this year. And I'm starting tomorrow. I'm preparing for next year and redoing our business plan, the geared towards next year, and it's been really good. Our podcast is doing better, better than ever, and we're really feel like we're gaining some ground. Have both of you, so I have a lot to be thankful for. And we spent our Thanksgiving in Costa Rica. The first time we'd spent Thanksgiving there, I had been a couple times with some friends, but we'd always talked about going. My wife and my daughter and I went, and it is absolutely my favorite place. And tomorrow on my morning show, I'm going to talk about, really put things in perspective. And I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm so optimistic about, our life. People in Costa Rica, I'm going to really get on that tomorrow and tell some stories. But Costa Rica is a beautiful, beautiful country, but it's a poor country.
Hmm.
But you've never met more happy people than those people. And here we are fucking fighting with each other all the fucking time.
Truth.
And we're going to talk about tonight about fighting with each other.
Hmm.
And these people have very little, but they're a lot happier than we are. So that's probably where my optimism is coming from. And I made a vow to myself after this trip on the plane ride back, like, man, I got to appreciate things a lot more. I got to be thankful for more of what we have. How these people don't have a fraction of what I have or you have. And none of us are rich, but we have a lot if you look at it. Not just material things. We have great families. We have great support. You had a huge Thanksgiving. You had people there. Jason, y'all went places. We have a lot to be thankful for. But those people are a lot more happy than we are. So that's like I said, that's where my optimism is coming from. So Jason, what about you?
So we went to Jill's or cousin's house. They normally host. Great family time. It was a Thanksgiving without Jill's dad, so it was a little bit emotional. But
Yeah.
when the patriarch of the family is not there, but we made it through. But as far as being thankful, I mean, obviously, I'm thankful for Jill, and I was actually helping Zoe record an audition before. That's why I was a little bit late. Helping Zoe record, an audio track for an audition for a play. But Zoe's, just an amazing addition to my life.
Oh, she is amazing.
But the, just you guys, the networking and the podcasting realm, Eric from Failure to Stop, obviously I'll be nice and say Dan and Pappas, I'm thankful for them. But I mean, just the networking and being able to do this and reaching.
Look at it is. And look at Dexter. I feel like Dexter's one of my best friends. And what a great guy. It's so we do have just so much to be thankful for, and but we got some serious things going on in this country.
For the furnace, even though Jill keeps his house freezing cold, she says it's 68 degrees.
Jill and I could live together because I'm with Jill. I like that 68 is the fucking number. It is the perfect number.
That's why I'm bundled up in my Snuggie.
You're Snuggie.
You look like you're colder than a liberal's tit over there. I know we're not supposed to, I said this on my morning show one time about, I'm out here on the patio and it's colder than a liberal's tit. And liberal's tits are not protected class. We can talk about them. They're not.
Do they still have them?
Exactly.
I don't know if they still have them.
Yeah.
No, I'll say it. They got pussies. I'll just say
Now you can't gender them.
I'm not. It's cats.
So since Pappas ain't here tonight, Brittany wants to be the clown and bust my balls. No, I didn't transition that way, Britt. I transitioned from being a 30-year cop to not being a cop anymore, and it was kind of hard. But I got through it really well, and I'm in a really good place in life.
I'm especially thankful for her. Brittany has been a longtime follower of One More, and then obviously coming over to the James McGee show. She is fantastic.
I love her.
She sends me all kinds of stuff. So it's like I have somebody working that she doesn't even know she's working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awesome. It's great.
No. And I'm glad you said that because I am very thankful for the people that like Brittany, Tyler, Bosco, even Cincy. I'm thankful for all the ones that I have met.
I got to hang out with that douchebag the other day.
Did you? I'm assuming Pappas wasn't with y'all.
No, he was not. We didn't hang out like we were in the same venue watching my buddy Dan Varda, who's one of our sponsors.
I feel like he probably has an eyebrow ring. Does he have an eyebrow ring?
No, ironically not. Like he's a very straight-laced dude.
I can see that. I
literally told him that like I was pretty hammered, and I was like, I want to punch you in the fucking face right now.
So he wears like fitted t-shirts. Like, is that what he does? Like the skinny jeans with like the fitted.
He's more of a flannel dude, actually.
Oh my god!
Damn, he's not fitting the. Well, hold on, Candace. You don't look like the stereotypical conservative.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I got nothing in my face. I got nothing in my face.
So he doesn't look like the stereotypical liberal.
I will send you guys a picture.
Oh man. Do we get to throw darts at it?
Oh my god, that's him. That's him? Really?
So let's get at what we're drinking. So I'm drinking kind of a girl drink, but I really like, and it's cold out here, it's chilly out here on the patio. So a good winter drink, and we found it at when we went, to your wedding, and we went with Tom to Buffalo Trace. This Buffalo Trace bourbon cream is fucking amazing, and
oh yeah.
So that's kind of my nighttime dessert drink now. So should we talk about what you're drinking? I'm sure you're Miller Lite, right?
Nailed it.
And Candace, you're on that water since your kids are still up. You're on that water.
I'm on my polar seltzer, okay, because I was a fat ass this weekend, and so I can't be any more of a fat ass. Like now it's like we got to purge it all out. We got to start the fuck over.
Yeah. So since you said that, let me tell you this, and we're not, the show is not going to be about how much weight anybody gained, but I'll tell you this. What's weird is we ate like now the food there, and I've always loved the Costa Rican food because I like I love black beans, and they're big black beans and white rice and chicken and stuff. We ate like kings. We did not hold back, and I lost weight.
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because we're not eating shit. No, it's because that the food here, that's what the conservatives are trying to do. That's what RFK and the liberals keep fighting them. It's a real thing, because if I ate the same food, the same type of food here, I'd gain weight. It's because of the chemicals and just all the processing that we do to our foods. So that is a real thing. We didn't hold back. I ate dessert. We drank beer. Got on the scale this morning. I lost weight. Not a lot, like a pound. I didn't lose a lot, but what I ate this week, I should have gained 5 pounds. If I'd have ate the same thing here, I'd have gained 5 pounds.
You must have just portaled it to me. Thanks.
All right, let's give a toast before we get into this, because we got some serious stuff to talk about. Let's do a toast to just being thankful for everybody, all our guests, each other. I feel like we've had a good year. Candace, you've been later this year, have been a real good addition to us, and we cannot wait until your show in 2026.
Good, I got a little extra time. Cheers.
We will get that show off the ground in 2026.
Yes,
so
we
let
will.
me
It's happening.
I'm gonna turn our comments on, and then we're getting started. All right, let's get down to this. All right, so I didn't do a whole lot, and this is probably part of my optimism and part of me being so positive. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on social media. Y'all didn't hear a whole lot from me. I didn't send y'all shit like I normally send, because I didn't spend a lot of time on TikTok. I didn't spend a lot of time on YouTube or Facebook. So I caught up a little bit today. I know y'all are too. And Jason, I know y'all had a couple shows this week, and I wasn't able to watch them, so I don't know what y'all covered.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I suck. We should be concerned about it's a tragic what happened in DC with the National Guardsman, and definitely our prayers go out to the entire military and to her family for sure, and to the young man that's fighting for his life. But I will also say that it is an absolute bigger picture. If you are not concerned about what is going on, I got a couple other examples. This whole big picture, do y'all feel like I do? And I'll just straight up say, we have got to be alarmed. I feel like there is a planned Islamic takeover of this country. Now, I'm also going to give my disclaimer, because I do have friends, just like when we've talked about, trans issue. I talk about, I don't want to be that guy that, hey, I've got a black friend or I've got a gay friend, but I'm going to say that I do have friends that practice the Muslim religion. That's different to me. The friends that practice Muslim religion and the Islamic extremists that are being poured into our country with an intent. We have got to wake the fuck up. They have it. They're coming here. It's organized. Look what's going on in Minnesota with the Somalis and Ilhan Omar and in that group. We've got to wake the fuck up. Do y'all feel the way that I do on that?
Yeah. Very much so. Who's going first?
Go ahead. You go first.
Ladies first.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, it's definitely a problem. And I hate that people don't understand the difference between Islamic fundamentalism and your basic run-of-the-mill, person that practices Muslim or practices that type of religion, or even when we're going into more Islam, that's the issue. When we're going into Islam, that's fundamentalism. That's as simple as it gets. It is not the religion of peace. And we keep hearing that, and we keep just seeing people try to cover up the fact that this is dangerous. And yes, it is like slowly infiltrating. And like you said before, James, like, yes, there are people that practice, the Muslim religion, and they are not dangerous, and they are just different and diverse. And that's a different situation. We're talking about people that came from Afghanistan, came from Iran, came from, these
Mhm.
places with the intent to harm Americans. They're coming to our country and chanting death to America.
Mhm.
I don't know what anybody else needs to say, ding, 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 this is not good. It's pretty simple. These people that came here, especially during the Biden administration, that clung on to the fucking wings of the planes flying out of Afghanistan, were
Yeah.
not vetted. There's no documentation on them. They came here in 2021, and now we're trying to figure out how many of them were, who they are, what type of paper trail, and we don't have it. And it's concerning because they're all over the country. So we truly don't know who is here. We don't know how they're mobilizing, and we don't know how they're going to continue to harm Americans. And, even those that have legally immigrated, they're also at risk.
Yeah. So before we get to Jason, I want your opinion on this, because you being a woman,
Hmm?
I don't understand. Yeah, what really cracks me up more than anybody is when you see gay people advocating or protesting on behalf of
Yeah. Of the
Islam.
things that are so
They
anti
will,
them.
they think you are a second or third class
Yeah.
citizen, Candace. I don't understand women, but they don't even consider gay people a human being because they kill them. They'll
So
be hit. So how the fuck can anybody, any woman, or any gay person support Islam? I don't understand that.
I'll
That
explain it for you. I'll
okay.
explain it for you very simply. Okay, so me and my husband, okay, we're gonna out ourselves right now. We are big 90 Day Fiance watchers. It's the best show ever. It's a train wreck. It's fantastic. I suggest you catch yourselves up on some seasons. But every single season, there is always the unassuming white girl who's like, my boyfriend is in Egypt or Iran or wherever, and he's Muslim, and yay, so exciting. And then they get there, okay, wherever the fuck they go, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, wherever, to meet their man, and then they're shocked that they can't wear a swimsuit. Oh, he can't control me. He can't control me. How he's so controlling. Bitch, that is his religion. You didn't Google what is Islam? Like, what is the Muslim religion? Like, these bitches don't Google. And then they get there and they're like, oh, I can't live like this. And that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of these dumb, woke people who haven't actually studied what the Muslim religion entails, and they haven't even went into the further direction of Islam, what it actually means, what they're against. Because, and my husband tells me all the time that there's a very like peaceful uh cover to Muslim, right? Where it's like, oh, the religion of peace. And it's like, no, actually, they really are okay with stoning you and abusing you and doing all this crazy shit to you in the event you don't follow a code of ethics.
Yeah.
So, it's ignorance. People don't know. And they just look at it as, oh, you just hate brown people. And for the record, my husband is Palestinian, so I can say whatever the fuck I want because I've actually had children with a brown person. Okay.
Yeah.
So, there are,
It's just like me having you know, which she's not my biological daughter, but me having a gay daughter, I can say what the fuck I want.
exactly like that. It's just, it is what it is. But it's the misinformed and the uninformed. So they aren't actually studying these things. They aren't actually Googling before they decide to go over there and figure out what it is. But then when they're in it, right? Like these stupid asses on 90 Day Fiance, when they're in it, they're like, this is not good. I don't like this for my life.
This
Yeah.
It's
this is what I
very,
signed up for.
yes, it's the
Yeah.
same thing with like taxes. Liberals are all like, yes, the government, yeah, like fund my life. But then when they actually get a job, if that ever happens, and then they're like, wait, I didn't mean like you take my paycheck. It's the same concept. They don't understand that you need to actually study these things. You need to experience it, and then you'll understand what it's really like, because it's not just, human rights and all these lovely things that we're trying to put in a pretty little box. There's actually extremism, it's violent, and it's resulting in deaths of our American citizens, and more importantly, our soldiers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, if you can top that, you can speak now. That was
Sorry.
pretty
I'm
damn.
sorry.
No, that
I
was
was very
good. No, it was
long-winded.
amazing. No, that
No.
was
I had
good.
a week off.
No, it was very good points. Jason, before you comment, read some of your boys' comments and maybe comment on some of those.
Oh God.
Oh, Cincy.
Here he
Cincy's in the
is.
chats. I see him. Welcome, Cincy,
Yeah, welcome.
for a second.
So, what's your thoughts, Jason?
What do you say? Yeah, this guy worked with the U.S. military in Afghanistan. Oh, as part of this greater plan. Give me a fucking bro. I don't even know what he's commenting on at that point.
I don't either.
But no, I mean it's the ignorance. Like again, I've worked in the fire service for a long time, and I've worked with many different people in different backgrounds. You know, Jewish, Muslim, Orthodox. You know, any religion that you can name, I've worked with somebody, and I had to learn. I had to learn what it was because I'm a little bit ignorant. I mean, I had blinders on growing up. My family didn't, obviously didn't teach me all these different things. I knew the path that I was going down. But we all respected each other. I'm all good with if you're coming and assimilating to the American culture as the country. You can practice whatever you want to practice. Perfectly fine with that. But we're all going toward a common goal. And that's to keep America safe and for you to prosper, me to prosper. I don't hurt you. You don't hurt me. We move on down the road. Problem is our former president, since he's president, brought all these people in.
His hero, not his hero.
His hero. And again, to Candace's point, unvetted.
Yep.
You have all of these rogue people running through the country. And bad shit happens. And obviously we just saw it. We just saw it, right before Thanksgiving or right at Thanksgiving. And it's unfortunate. What pisses me off the most is you got the fucking liberals saying, well, they shouldn't have been there anyway. Well, first and foremost, Washington, D.C. is a district. It's a federal district. And Donald Trump...
I think they should always be there, yes.
Donald Trump can put federal troops, American troops, there whenever the fuck he wants. Any president can. And he did it. And guess what? Crime went down. Isn't that strange?
So that's like saying that a woman deserves to be raped because she wore a short skirt.
Damn it, James! You took the words right out of my mouth. Because
hey, we're starting in jail here, Candace. I mean, that's if Cincy. So this is I'm gonna speak to Cincy. Your people are saying that they shouldn't have been there. So a woman who's wearing a short skirt or has a shirt with cleavage deserves to get fucking violently raped. That makes no fucking sense. And y'all are both right. But let me tell y'all something too. I want y'all's take on. I'm sick of conservatives on some issues too. I'm upset with our administration on this because we're bringing this on ourselves when the first thing that we do is say the first report or the first press release should not have been, well, they came in through Biden. That's not so I'm not saying that liberals would ever be reasonable on anything, but when you start that, all you did was start a division. I don't think that, especially the two mamalukes that you have in leadership in the Senate and in the Congress with Schumer and what's his name, this clown Jeffries. But what would be what if they were reasonable, what I would have liked to seen is for the Republican leadership to call them in and say, okay, we've got to have a united front. We can disagree on things, but we have got to have a united front because nobody can think this is okay. But I think that we started it when the first thing was they were brought in under Biden. That didn't need to come out yet. I think that if you want to solve this problem, and I think that if we had reason, here again, if we had reasonable leadership on the Democrat side, and we don't, I would have loved to see them say, okay, no matter where you stand politically, guys, nobody can say this is not a problem. We have got to fix this. So let's get a united front together and let's vow to the American people on both sides that we are going to take this serious and fix this. But again, I don't think that could happen, but it's definitely not going to happen when the first thing you say is, they did it. It's our fault, their fault. We got to stop the fucking blame game from the jump. If we do it, we're the worst ones, and we've got to fucking stop that.
Honestly, I feel like we're in, like, I look at the Republican Party right now and I'm like, oh, this is just like McCain Republicans again.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, look, I think Trump's doing the best he can, but I feel like, you know what, when Democrats are in power, they shove everything up our asses. And I feel like we are just like hoity toity trying to be, politically correct and trying to just be gentle, la la la. And I just feel like we're at a pivotal point where I look at the Republican Party and I'm like, all right, we're back to just being the McCain, Romney mushes that we always are. On the flip side of that, I agree with what you're saying, James, where, yeah, we shouldn't have just come out of the starting gate. But it's almost like I feel like we need to be more petty, in my opinion. I think we need to be worse about it. And I like that they actually said, you know what, fuck this. We're going to stop anybody coming in from any of these countries right now because of what just happened. I think that there needs to be some like cause and effect connections. And I'm glad that we sadly had this example to say, okay, you fuckers let these people in 2021. They were hanging on the wings of motherfucking planes. You didn't get names of anybody. You just let them all in. And here we go. Here it is. What I don't like and what I think is unfair and just stupid and makes zero sense is how the liberals are saying, well, Trump granted him asylum. I don't get it. I thought Trump hated immigrants. I thought he hates them all. I thought
You're right.
he's
You
on a
can't-
deport spree.
It doesn't matter what Trump does. Trump
It
does.
doesn't matter. But I feel like that was the pivotal point where Trump could have said, you know what? He was granted asylum because we've been following the immigration protocol from day one. You guys just haven't been privy to all of it. And look, we followed the protocol and it was still a mistake.
He does miss opportunities like that, Candace, because he doesn't have it in him. So I'm going to address Cincy's comment directed towards me. They won't do that because people like you and me have shown how loyal you be to your team. So what incentive do they have to work together? You're the problem. So apparently you weren't listening.
I'm gonna let you answer this, but then I got to answer this too.
So Cincy, apparently you weren't listening. So first off, get the Geta at your ears, because what I just said that you didn't hear was the first thing I opened with is I'm disappointed in our party. I'm disappointed in our administration and how they handle it. So unlike you, unlike the Democrats and the liberals, all three of us are quick to criticize our own. That's the main difference between the common Republicans and the common Democrats, is that we don't just jock ride it. We openly criticize and say, I wish they'd handled this different. I'm still going to support them. I'm still going to be a loyal Republican, but I'm also going to call them out. This is what y'all need to do a better job at. Since I've never seen you one time on this show or on Jason's show criticize anything that a Democrat politician does. So we're not the jock riders. Y'all are the jock riders.
He feels like, especially on our show, because he absolutely hates Pappas. I don't think he likes Dan very much either. And they're pretty strong in their convictions. I feel like I'm kind of like that middle, like you, James. Like,
yeah,
I don't agree with everything, but I still support.
Yeah, that's a difference. It's a difference. But
you called it though. Like he's never come out and said, "Hey, I didn't like the way Biden did this," or whoever the Democrat.
I've never heard him admit that Biden was a corpse. I mean, that was obvious. The man was a corpse for 3 of the 4 years he was in office.
But they're missing a big point here, right? And say, oh, you've shown your loyalty to your team. Let me tell you something. Us the things that we're fighting for have nothing to do with us. I don't give a fuck if you have student loans up your asshole. I don't give a rat's ass if you have to pay however much for your mortgage. They're forgetting that a lot of it does not affect people like us. And yet we're the ones that are still lobbying for them to have a better life. So you can say like your team all you want, but it's my team that's saying, hey, federal government should be out of this shit. And when the federal government is out of it, Cincy, you then have a better life. You pay less for your health insurance, you pay less for your student debt, you maybe get a higher wage, and you get to keep more of what you fucking earn. So it's funny because you guys keep saying that your team, my team, but I personally don't give a fuck. If you have to pay 4,000% on your student loans, it affects me zero. If you have to get a mortgage for $3,500 for a 500 square foot house, it affects me zero. And that's something that I think liberals and Democrats in general need to understand, is that our policies, they're not helping us in the long run because we've already figured out our lives. They're helping them.
Yep. No, you're right. But you know, Candace, it is kind of human nature to do that, because I'll tell you, I've always been a conservative. I've always been a kind of a quasi Tea Party guy. But I will tell you, in 2021, when I doubled my salary and got into a higher tax bracket, I became a fucking real Tea Party guy. I realized, okay, and I was far from rich, but I'm like, okay, this is why they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
This is why people that really worked hard, built businesses, this is why they're fucking mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm paying like 37% fucking tax.
Same.
And I was
That's exactly what we pay.
I was a W-2 employee.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have write-offs. And that's when I'm like, man, I got to form an LLC and get a side business so I can get some fucking tax write-offs. You know,
and it's
so
funny
that's
because the Democrats love that shit. They love that shit. They come up with all of these, laws and things, and then they get mad when they're also being utilized to have us save money. Because let's be real, the Democratic politicians, they're rich as hell. They don't want to give away their money.
And
So what people like Cincy don't get is they will be the ones to fall, not the ones that are doing fairly well. Sure, we might have to pay a little more in taxes, but we'll also have a lot more shit that we can write off. These little guys aren't. They're the ones that are going to pay top dollar for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since they brought it up on our last show, like, all the billionaires that get all these tax write-offs and whatever, it's called being fucking smart. You don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat.
Or a billionaire. I'm not a fucking billionaire.
You know how to work the system.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's called survival of the fittest. Darwinism, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Figure
they
your
love
way.
socialism. That's what they want. But they don't realize that at the bottom of that socialism bullshit, it's them that is paying for all of the free shit for everybody. That's what they don't understand. Look, you want to, Blue Cross, you want to raise my health insurance premium $85 a month again? Okay. Does it suck? Sure. Do I have to choose between my health insurance and feeding my family? Thank God, no. The people that do are the people like Cincy, who keeps voting for these stupid fucks to continue to keep funding their lives. And it's just a backward cycle. They don't realize it. Okay, you get a tax refund, Cincy, right? But yet you're paying for this and you're paying for that and you're paying for this and you're paying for that. Where's it going? Up your ass and around the corner. That's where it's going.
So, Cincy, if you want me to, I haven't said this yet. If you want to hear something I'm critical of Donald Trump, we're hearing about this $2,000 rebate that we're going to get, right? And if what we're hearing is true, that it will only go to people who make less than $100,000 a year. If you consider $100,000 a year wealthy, then Donald Trump, you are out of touch. You are very out of touch. $100,000 a year, my household well makes that, and we're okay. But we're also the ones paying the fucking taxes. We're also paying all the fucking taxes. I'd say the $100,000 to $300,000 a year households are paying the fucking taxes in this country, and there's a lot of us. So we are not wealthy. We are not, we do okay, but we fucking earned it. Mm-hmm. So why would you give to the people who are creating the fucking problem as it
and
is.
who aren't paying into the system.
That's what they're not paying into it.
Give it to the people who are paying, who make $100,000 and more. That's who deserves a little bit of their money back.
I think if you want to give to people, give to the $100,000 to $300,000 range. That's who the fuck deserves it, whether they fucking need it or not. That's who fucking deserves it. That's who's floating the fucking country right now.
It's the Romney. It's the Romney vibes again. You know, like that is my biggest complaint. Is the goal was supposed to, we were supposed to generate more, and you're not going to generate more. Okay, we did this with Obama, right? Obama gave the stimulus checks out, right? And what did everybody do? They got haircuts and they got PlayStations and they got, you know, juicy couture sweatsuits. They didn't do jack shit with it. Okay,
Yeah.
start giving people that have a decent living some of their fucking money back, because we can actually do
Yeah,
something good with it.
That's a great point, because if I get 2,000,
Absolutely.
it's going to be a true stimulation to the economy, because I'm gonna spend it probably the whole amount, and I'm gonna spend it on, you know, something productive. Probably put it back into my business. That's exactly what I would do. I would go buy something I've been eyeing that would help my business, another attachment for one of my machines. That's what, and what that attachment does is allow me to do more. It allows me to bring more business in. It allows me to pay more taxes. That's what that's for. So you go give it to whoever that's, you know, give it to somebody that's already on the government's tit. Don't give it to the people already on the cheese.
They're already getting subsidized.
Give it to the people who are making the cheese.
Exactly. Give it to the people who's subsidizing everybody else. Because you know what? If you boost us, then it's like, all right, maybe this doesn't suck as bad. You know, like it's the whole reverse psychology thing that I just feel like politicians don't get. And it's almost like a desperation thing where I feel like, and this is what happened with Trump during COVID, is like they got it into his head and then he just started like panicking. It's like, dude, don't panic. You're 11 months in. I'm happier than a pig in shit. Ride with it. Be a dick. Tell everybody to fuck off and start like shoving shit up everybody's asses instead of just like playing both sides.
Yeah. And yeah, during, as Dan Carroll says, the Wuhan, when those checks came out, you got those deposits for, was it $1,500 or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it, but there was no way for me to not take it. I had no option but to take it. So they sent out two, and this is just a personal my fuck up, but during fucking tax season, I remember getting one. I don't remember getting the other. So I end up going to my tax guy. And he was like, I see the stimulus check. He goes, did you get two? I'm like, oh shit. I don't remember getting another one, but I did. I ended up paying fucking more taxes.
Yeah.
On the money that they gave me.
The circle of life. We're telling you can't work.
Keep it. Keep the shit. I don't want it.
Oh,
I don't need the hand-me-down. It's fine.
I hate this question because it's so fucking stupid. Should you pay a higher percentage tax rate than a billionaire? You don't. You don't, dumbass. Like, I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing that. Okay, so James, you pay 37%. I pay 37%. A billionaire, okay, let's say he only pays 37%. His 37% is going to outweigh all of us.
Well, you're right, but the problem is, and I'm not agreeing with Cincy on this, but the problem is the tax code is the problem because they can write so much shit off, and they end up paying.
Able to. They should be able to.
But they should be paying something. There are some people that are, you know, zeroing out, but we're also not looking at how the billionaires, they're creating companies that are stimulating the economy and giving people jobs.
That's right.
But if you want to know how I truly feel, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, I am a flat tax person.
Me too. We talk about this all the time. 25% sales tax. Call it a fucking day. Leave me alone.
I think I don't even like income tax at all. I'd rather go to a sales tax and be a higher and not do income tax. But if we're doing income tax, 9% flat tax for everybody. Fuck all these write-offs. 9% flat tax. And then if that happens, Candace, your theory is right. A billionaire is going to pay 9% of $1 billion and 9% of my couple 100,000. They're paying a lot more. So there it is.
But they still are. I don't know. I think this is a bullshit story. And I think it's a lie that's been peddled to people. And it's like, look, I understand what you guys are saying is on paper, it looks weird, but that billionaire, let's even take Donald Trump, for instance, he was buying buildings and then employing hundreds. And it's like those things are actual write-offs. Like we all have the same write-offs. They're just on a smaller scale. Like I
Right.
can write off a
Yes.
portion of my house as a business, as a small office. I
Mhm.
can write off other things. Billionaires can do the same shit. They just have a higher volume of it, which then makes their
That's perfect. That's a perfect way to
equitable,
put it.
profitable dollars lower. And I just think it's like so unfair that they constantly do this. Again, this like box of stupid shit.
To answer your question, does that flat tax apply to capital gains? Absolutely. I don't believe in capital gain tax.
I don't either.
Whatsoever. I don't
It's your
believe.
money.
No. So capital gains, all that's doing is penalizing somebody for being smart.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
believe in capital gains. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm with you, Candace. I think you eliminate everything but a sales tax.
And that way it's voluntary. Okay.
It's
If
voluntary.
you don't
Don't
pay
go
it
back
unless
yet.
you go out and you buy something.
You know,
Call
you're
it a
not.
day.
So all you're doing with income tax and with capital gains, Cincy, is you're holding people hostage. So if I don't want to pay the sales tax, even if it's 20-25%, like you said, fuck, we're 10.5 where I'm at anyway. We're very
Right.
high on sales tax. So I'd rather eliminate, hey, let's eliminate my income tax and eliminate capital gains. I'd pay 25% sales tax. I just won't buy shit like I do. If I don't,
It would be a win. It would be a
so
total
that's the
win for
thing.
people.
So
But
then you can,
like,
then you can manage your money, Jason.
I have a rental property, and
Okay.
if you sell that, I have to pay capital gains.
Yeah,
Sure
you
do.
shouldn't have to.
Now I have a year to reinvest that money into another property.
Mhm.
So if Jill and I, I sell that house and Jill and I move, I have a year. So I'm on a time frame. So the clock starts ticking as soon as I fucking sell that house. Now, a buddy of mine who's a finance guy, he was like, you need to put that house in an LLC, but then also,
yes.
and you throw it into a trust as well.
Yep.
Because a trust, they can't do capital gains on. So
Right.
Yep.
it's that, again, there's ways around the system for me to like not get taxed as hard as I normally would. So it's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Mhm.
But
And
it's
guys, that's exactly what billionaires do, right? Like,
Exactly.
Jason, it's no different. It's just on a larger scale. Maybe they have 10 properties instead of one. And
Right.
so, again, the low life woke person like Cincy is going to go, billionaires ruining my life. Meh. But it's really, sorry, they're doing the same things at a higher volume, and we shouldn't penalize success. And that's all we've become. Is there is
We
a
do
group
that.
of people that are on the left that penalize successful people, and it's like dipshits. You can be successful too. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in your mama's basement playing Fortnite.
That's funny.
Go do something with your life. You can open a business. You can go to school. You can invent something. You could be a fucking doctor. You can be successful too. That is the beauty of America. Go be successful. There's very few things that hold you back from that.
Right.
That's the problem, and we'll get back on our takeover of America with this. That's the problem with what we're doing right now, especially with bringing people in and giving them everything. There's no incentive anymore to be successful, and the incentives, and that's what socialism, like what's going on in all these big cities with elected people like Mondumi, and they almost elected this complete fraud clown in Minnesota. What's going on in Minnesota with the Somali takeover is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, with this, yeah, Trump they had a little deal this week when he used the R word, but I mean, come on, man, I don't like it, but you're not gonna stop the guy. I'm criticizing him, Cincy. Listen up, get out your fucking ears, Cincy, and listen. I don't like that Donald Trump called Tim Walz retarded. Do I think Tim Walz?
I do. We need to bring back being able to call that.
I'm okay.
Because the world was a better place when we were able to be like, stop acting like a retard. People listened. Now here we are.
Okay, and I'm probably going to get in trouble with this. It's kind of like fag. I never relate. We were kids. I didn't relate fag to homosexuality.
Exactly, because it
I relate
wasn't
to
something
fag
that
you acting like a fag.
Yes,
Quit acting like it had nothing to do with your sexual preference. Quit being a fag.
Yep. So I'm telling you, man. And then we took the ability to like call people out for their stupidity, right? Not for like the background of who they were, and then all of a sudden that's how woke ideology evolved, where
Yeah.
it was, oh my God, you're talking about my personal feelings. It's like, no, I'm actually just calling you a retard because you're stupid. That's
Yeah.
it. You're just stupid. Nothing else. I don't think you have brain damage. I don't think you're mentally challenged. I don't think you have Down syndrome. I just think you're an idiot. And like that's as like base level as it is. And all of a sudden we had these insults go so far below the surface and become this like three-dimensional, oh my God, you're hurting my feelings and talking about my inner being. And here we are. We have a bunch of retards now that
Well,
are just
we live
able to make rules.
we live in a kinder, gentler world
Oh.
where everything is blissful.
Oh,
And
yeah, it's great.
everybody is equal. We have this rainbow around us.
You guys ever watch Idiocracy? Because that's
No.
what we're fucking living in.
You're
Because all I do, I see a bunch of people are like, I like money. Like that's exactly it. And they're fucking watering plants with soda. This is happening. That movie is real life right now. It is a biography at this point. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
Since we're
Yep.
talking about Minnesota, let's play this.
Will Cray in the house. I like it.
So, Will Cray, he must be from Minnesota.
He is. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a great
Poor guy.
dude.
Already 77 people, many of them Somali immigrants, have been charged in one of the largest taxpayer-funded scams in U.S. history. Minnesota, home to the largest Somali community in America, has become the center of this massive investigation. This is the Feeding Our Future scandal, a pandemic-era scheme in which defendants allegedly stole over $250 million meant to provide meals for low-income children. Instead of feeding kids, prosecutors say the money went toward luxury homes, high-end cars, jewelry, overseas transfers, and an entire network of shell companies. According to the DOJ, the conspirators submitted fake invoices, fabricated meal counts, and even staged photos to make it look like they were serving millions of meals that never existed. In some cases, they claimed to feed more children than lived in entire neighborhoods. A federal jury found Amy Bach, the founder of Feeding Our Future, and Salim Ahmed Saeed guilty of conspiracy, bribery, wire fraud, money laundering. Federal officials say more arrests may.
Oh, I love that. So how much do we want to bet that the white lady is a nice, rich, white liberal?
Yeah.
Breaking
exactly.
the motherfucking law. But how could we not feed the children? Oh.
So
I'm the captain now.
That guy.
That fucking clown.
That clown. But I mean, I don't think what we got is really any better.
No, I agree with that.
It's all just,
See, I shouldn't have wore this Snuggie. This Snuggie's like
So
encapsulated.
yeah, we haven't really talked about your Snuggie tonight, but we'll get to that at the end. So, here's the problem, and why I titled this, are we having a takeover, Islamic takeover American? My answer is yes. We think about immigration and we think about illegals. Of course, we think about Hispanics. And y'all, if you follow me at all, you know my stance. This is my hill to die on. I'm the most right wing on immigration. I feel like because it's so broken, and I'm not being heartless. I think it's because our system is so broken. You've got to send them all back. You got to start over. It's a broken system. That's why. But I will give now you have some, you have people with the cartel that are coming in. You do have that. But most of the Hispanics that are coming here, they are coming here to work. Now, I don't like it because it's bringing the wage down. There are some issues there. But while we're concentrating on that, we're not concentrating on what is going on in places like Minnesota, where you have a Somali. This is where, because we're all looking over here at the south border.
Yeah.
When the Somali.
Don't worry about what's happening over here.
Exactly. So we have to me, because of what happened in DC last week and what's happened in Minnesota with in Dearborn, Michigan, we have an Islamic extremist takeover of this country that has this should be a bipartisan issue. And unfortunately, I don't know why the Democrats are so weak on that, but It's a lot
That's
scarier
what
than
they're doing.
Hispanics coming here and taking jobs. It really is.
They're
Yeah.
doing it though. And that's what I think we have to be mindful of. Isn't it strange how you have different demographics of people that are going, like, who said from Somalia, let's go to Minnesota? That's like Somalia. Who the fuck said that? Right? Like, I
Well,
want to
they
know.
found a weak place. They found a place they
Right.
could take over, Candace. That's why.
Exactly. So you have to start looking at the correlation between where all of these different demographics of people are landing. Why they chose Minnesota as the place to fucking come to in America, I'll never understand. You know, you have the Hispanic population, they're coming over through, you know, Texas, through Louisiana, because again, they're bordering all of that stuff through California. It makes sense.
Mhm.
It doesn't make sense to me why some of the other Middle Eastern you know, Asian areas are coming into some of these like Midwestern states. It doesn't
Going
make
to the
sense to
freezer
me.
belt, for fuck's sakes.
Right?
Well,
Like,
well,
I
they're
don't fucking
choosing those
understand.
places because you have
You have
governors.
fraud. Exactly.
You have
You have
the fraud.
governors.
They're coming here. They're frauding. I mean, it's a bad
They're
deal.
coming into these states and they're immediately being recognized as legal or having some sort of legal status. So that I think
Yeah.
is one of the biggest issues, is that we're not finding out how illegal they actually are until we run into a situation like what we did in DC.
Yeah.
And then we start going, oh shit, like, when did this person come? What was the backstory? You know, and look, for me, I'm all about legal immigration. I agree with you 150%. Everybody's got to go the fuck back. The time to apply to become a citizen or to immigrate to America is before your asses get here. When you're here, you're already doing something wrong. And I know that that's like nobody gets that yet. Nobody understood that part of immigration. I will never understand it. I have many family members that legally immigrated, and you do the process before your asses get here. So if your ass is here and you're not legal and there's no documentation on you, you are illegal and you're going to get shipped back the fuck home. And I support that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's a hard process. It's very expensive, but if you do it right, and it's something that you really want to do, and James, you said it earlier, and Candace as well, you can do whatever you want to do, but you have to work to get there.
Yeah.
So it may take some money, and it may take some time, but if you do it correctly, I'm all for you coming aboard. Let's go.
Well, and this is the ignorant aspect of it too, is if you look at, okay, yeah, are our immigration laws not the friendliest? Perhaps. Go to every other fucking country and compare. Compare what every other country
Exactly.
does compared to the US. And we have so much less restrictions than
Yeah.
98% of the other countries in the world.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you.
go try to be an English citizen.
For real.
Well, yeah. Well, let me. I'll tell y'all a story.
And it was a fucking nightmare.
So y'all know I just came from Costa Rica, and we went on a horseback riding.
You weren't on a boat, were you?
I was on a boat. I went on a boat.
Oh God! Oh,
I went fishing.
I'm just glad you're safe.
So I did go on a horseback, and the poor horse is. I think the back of that horse is still hurting from my big ass being on it.
Oh,
But our guide, good kid, and I like to get in. I like to learn, you know, especially when I go to another country. Like, you know what, I'm kind of got to know him as we're riding, and we took a break and we're at a waterfall, and I said, hey man, what's your deal? What you got going on? He said, well, I'm working. My dad got his green card. He is in Tampa, and I'm working to save $10,000 to get my green card, because I am going to get my green card and join the United States military. That's what I support that. So what did I do?
holy crap. I haven't heard that in what years? Decades.
Well, that's because Costa Ricans are not part of that cycle that are just being poured in here. So that's what the American dream is. So I gave him a modest donation towards his fund, and I was happy to do it. So I do support that. But I don't support shipping in people who are proven to have bad intent.
Mhm.
So we're going to keep shipping in more, you know? So
I had somebody comment on my last post, and they said something along the lines of, we owe them. I don't recall owing anybody.
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know anybody jack or
Anything.
shit.
I don't know, but this is concerning. Like, this
Sign
is the
credit card
woke
company. Don't watch.
ideology. We owe them. What the fuck do I owe them? So even if you're thinking like, oh, the people from Afghanistan, we war-torn country, like, I didn't do that. And to be fair, America didn't do that either. They decided to do some dumb shit in the rest of the world. They played some games, they won some shitty prizes. That's not anybody owing anybody anything. And it's like, and this is seriously how I feel about the rest of the world too. When it comes, I'm conservative in the fact that I don't believe anybody should have our money. I don't believe Israel. I don't believe this one. I don't believe nobody should have our money. We shouldn't be paying anybody anything, including the people that live in our own country. No money for anybody. You go work,
Yeah.
you get whatever money you want. And that I don't feel as though as an American I owe anybody anything other than the people that are in my roof.
I owe 2 people in the world something, and one of them died 5 years ago. The 2 people that brought me in this world, those are the only people I owe. I don't owe
That's
motherfucking
right.
anything. I don't owe my kids anything. I gave them everything, and they're adults now, and I gave them guidance, and I gave them opportunity. I don't owe them anything.
Mhm.
And I don't owe my wife nothing, and she doesn't owe me anything. The 2 people that brought me in this world supported me. I owe them, and that's it. I
That's
don't owe
it. And
motherfucking nothing.
it's
And that's
dangerous
the attitude.
ideology. This is
Yeah.
the woke liberal mentality. We owe everybody stolen land. This is stolen land. I don't owe shit to anybody.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that. You know, basic health care is a right, and this is a right.
Mhm.
Well, no, you have a right to go and get it. You have a
Yes.
right.
You're not
What
going to
you
be
have a
denied
right to.
care.
What you have a right to do. The Constitution gives you the right to go out and take whatever you think you want. Go
Mhm.
get it. Go earn it. Go start a business. Nobody can stop you from doing that. So yeah, you have a right. You have a right to go earn, and you're not limited. You have a right to go fucking earn, no matter what your background is or where you came from. You have that right. That's the only fucking right you have in this fucking country.
That's right.
Let's start simple. Get a fucking job.
Yeah.
So easy. There's
Get a
so
job.
many. There's so many. Don't
But
tell
you
me you
hear,
can't
but
find
you
work.
hear, oh, I've applied for this many jobs, this many places. Well, what did you do prior to?
Thank you. Like, sir, you worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Why are you trying to apply for like a buyer's assistant? Like, what are you doing?
Or you have 7 felonies because you're a fucking shitbag.
Or you have shit all over your face and your neck is tattooed. I don't know. I mean, might not be the most like, yeah, and it's
You're not
almost
going to be the most friendly bank teller. I can tell you.
Thank you. Like, sorry, but like, Sarah, you're not cut out for this preschool. You know, like I don't. That
name's
stuff has
Sarah.
eluded people. It has eluded people to where we have done this whole everybody should blindly accept everybody else. And again, I am a millennial, and like that was not the shit that we did growing up. You had to speak in an interview, you had to look nice, you had to dress up. I wear a fucking pantsuit when I have to go to traffic court. Okay, these people just show up in pajamas everywhere.
Yeah. Pajamas
And they're wondering why they're not getting hired.
you can't show up to a job interview in that outfit either. Fucking
with
idiot.
your bellies hanging out and your 15 eyebrow rings that you haven't scrubbed so they're all crusty. No, this is not working out.
So before I show our closing video, Jason, give us something in closing. Candace, you're on fire tonight. This is awesome.
See, you gave me some time off, and it's like it's all here.
Jason, what you got in closing tonight?
I feel that I agree with you. I don't like everything this administration's doing, but doing the best he can, or they can. But we'll just say he. For since it's Trump, doing the best he can with what he's got to fucking deal with. Like, yeah. I mean, you get dealt a hand, and he's trying to work through it. And you have, Congress and the Senate that are just not playing well together, and not trying to push, all these things forward. And there's so much infighting. I don't know what the great answer is. I mean, Trump's got 3 years left. He's going to do everything he can in the next 3 years,
That's
and
right. Yep.
and that's all you can do. And we'll see how the cards how the cards fall after he's done. I'll tell you, just personally, like I have a deferred comp account.
Mhm.
I never open those quarterly statements. Well, I opened mine just this last one for whatever reason. I just did. It was very good.
Yeah.
I made a lot of gains. So
Yeah.
you know what? Keep it rolling, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand why people are so pissed. He doesn't talk well. We know that. We've talked about it, James, multiple times. He doesn't talk well.
No.
He says some outlandish shit.
Sometimes I wish he'd shut the fuck up.
But I'd rather have that most of the time.
Yeah.
That 90% of what he says, I love. That 10%, okay, I can take it or leave it, but whatever.
Even though Tim Walz is retarded, I wish he wouldn't have said it. Being the president of the United States, that's for us to say. So I do think that, I wish he wouldn't
I
say
love
those.
the fact that he said it.
But you know what?
I
stand
love it
by
too. I think
That's
it's
what
great.
makes him him. So if you take that away, then you're taking everything else that makes him the great president that I feel like he is.
Right.
So, Candace, what do you have in closing? Because I have a video I want to show at the end.
So it's funny because my husband and I were talking about this, and really we see this all the time, you guys. The pendulum, it goes back and forth, right? Back and forth. And then we get, Democrats are in power, and then Republicans are in power, and then branches are whatever. Okay. So there's always that swinging of the pendulum all the time. The biggest issue that we have and why people are so extreme one way or another is truly because the media and social media tells them to be. I think if we just had a media blackout for a week, nobody would know anything was wrong or right or anything. They would just go about their lives and they would be unaffected. There is so much of just artificial shit that is pumped into people, and it literally tells them, be offended by this, be upset about that. But if there was none of that, and that's why we were so much happier in the 90s, in the early 2000s, because there wasn't any of that. And so most of us didn't know what the fuck was going on, even though shit was kind of bad. We had no idea. And now, even though shit's kind of good, people still are forming a bad opinion about what's happening just because of what they're being fed. So I think that is the biggest issue. If Democrats get into power again, do I think it's going to be a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad thing? I don't really know, because I think everything is always in check. That was the way the system was designed. It's going to continue to be that way. I don't ever think, and maybe that's just my blind optimism and my belief in God, to be like, hey, I hope you don't make everything fucking terrible eventually. But I have faith in the way that government was designed, was to keep everybody in balance and in check. But I think the general public is too led by what they are being fed through social media and through the media in general. And they just need to turn it off, go the fuck outside, go put Christmas music on, get your motherfucking tree, decorate that shit, and just go about your lives and let what will happen happen, because it's on, that's what we have. We've got 3 years. Let it be.
I agree with that. And I didn't know what I was going to say in closing, Candace, but what you said exactly right. I want to expand on that. It doesn't really matter. We talk, and this is a political show, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, and I've said this before, what's most important is we're the president. It's not who the president is that we become the president of our own lives and our own houses. And if we do that, we all start taking control of our lives and not depend on people to live it for us and support us and do all that, then it really doesn't matter who the president is and who the governor and all this other shit. None of that matters. It doesn't matter that New York is going to have a communist mayor. Doesn't matter if you're not dependent on that. So let's get worried about who's in these offices and worry about us take control of our lives. So Jason, Pappas couldn't be here tonight, and I want everybody to know why he couldn't be here. It's because he's very concerned about this Islamic takeover, and he's been training. So I want to show. I found a video of Pappas training for the takeover.
Oh no,
he's gonna be pissed. Holy shit, that's him.
It's Pappas.
Holy shit. I knew he was in Texas. I just didn't realize he was in
Yeah, y'all didn't know Pappas was training. He's training for the takeover. Look at
Those
him.
are some good kicks.
Oh, he moves good for a big boy.
Yeah.
Every time we have a video, we're like, "Hey, we found one of Pappas' ex-girlfriend." He's like, "I am so afraid to watch what I'm getting ready."
I love it. It's perfect.
So, Pappas,
Nicely done, James. Nicely
Pappas, if you're offended, you know what? You should have fucking showed up tonight.
That's right.
I bet you show up next week.
I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, come on now, Candace.
Candace said it to him.
He'd forgive you more than he'd forgive Jason and I.
Yeah, I feel that. That's why, I'm covering my ass.
Well, we had a really good attendance tonight. I think we covered some really good ground, and I appreciate both of you coming on. Until tomorrow morning, I will be on tomorrow morning live, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Jason, when y'all going on again?
That's a good question. I don't have a good answer for you.
That's my answer too.
Well, you can find Candace daily on TikTok. And let me tell y'all right now, if you are not following Candace Is Right on TikTok, drop everything you're doing right fucking now and go follow her. She is the absolute best political TikToker out there. There's a bunch of them out there. Candace is absolutely the best.
Thank you, friend.
I
Appreciate
agree.
that.
Completely agree.
Until tomorrow morning,
We'll figure
7
that
a.m.
out.
One day.
Central 7 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. Until then, McGee, Candace, and Kiefer are out.